What's going on, everybody? Ian here for Cult of Mac. And back when Apple launched the Apple Pencil, they positioned it primarily as a tool for artists. And, well, as much as I've tried, I've never been particularly great at drawing. That didn't stop me from picking one for the first generation and the second generation Pencil up, just for things like editing photos, annotating documents, and generally navigating the interface. But then when the Magic Keyboard came out earlier this year, I kind of ditched the Apple Pencil in favor of the trackpad experience on my iPad. But now with iPadOS 14, Apple has completely rewritten the story on what Apple Pencil can do in iPad and added some really cool features that make it far more useful for a lot more things. In iPadOS 14, Apple has added 2 new features to Apple Pencil to make it really useful for things like text entry and taking notes. The first of which, and the one that's most useful for me, is the feature called Scribble. And Scribble basically emulates what you have on your Apple Watch. It allows you to handwrite text and have that text converted into typed text. So you can open up the Notes app, you can open up Safari, you can open up Messages, any app that has a text field of some sort, and simply start writing in a text field, and it will convert that handwritten text to something that's typed out. And the fantastic part about Scribble is that it works everywhere, and it's not restricted to just that skinny little text bar that you have in most apps. You can color right outside the lines, write whatever the text is, and it will just simply turn it into the typed text to fit onto your screen. And I personally really like the fact that you can color outside the lines because it means that you can be a little sloppy, you don't have to be as careful, and you have room to write things whatever is comfortable for you. Now, Scribble also works for things like editing text. Simply by circling a word, you can highlight it, or circling a whole sentence, you can highlight it. You can scratch out a word by just scribbling through it, or you can even insert a word between 2 other words, or insert a space between 2 other words by drawing a little line right where you want that space to go. Now, the second huge improvement to the Apple Pencil is with a feature called Smart Selection. Smart Selection basically lets you take handwritten notes in the Notes app, and then later on select that handwriting and have it converted into typed text. This is really cool for things like taking notes in a meeting. So if you're simply handwriting notes and you want to be able to refer back to your handwritten notes, or you're working on a document that involves, drawing a bunch of shapes and having arrows and typing out things or writing down measurements, you can then go back, select that text later, and copy it out to another place. Now, as somebody who likes to take notes in meetings by hand occasionally, especially if it's a virtual phone call, then I can take notes by hand and later on select that text to share in an email or upload to some type of document service as my own personal backup. Now, as somebody who often has a hard time reading their own handwriting after it's been a little while, I've actually been really impressed with both Scribble and Smart Selection and how they're able to convert my sloppy handwriting into some form of text that's almost entirely readable. Very few things have actually tripped it up through these early betas, so it's really reassuring to know that even if you have kind of bad handwriting, you'll be able to either take notes or write with Scribble and have that text later on turned into text should you need, and not have to worry about having tons and tons of errors. So while Apple originally had positioned the Apple Pencil more as an implement for artistic endeavors, now with iPadOS 14, they've made it a far more useful productivity tool for a ton of other people. And as somebody who's always admired the technical features of the Apple Pencil, now Apple has made it something that I can use in my everyday life, which is something that I think is really, really great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. While you're down there, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, hit the notification bell if that's something you're into, and until next time, I'm Ian for Cult of Mac, and I'll catch you in the next one.